I'm just looking to get away from things for a little while.
1차 세계대전 참전 후 무의미한 죽음과 폭력에 대한 죄책감으로 고통스러운 나날을 보내는 톰.
Well, it's no paradise out on that island. Just want to make sure you know what you're in for.
All due respect, Mr. Coghlan. It's not likely to be tougher than the Western Front.
You're a relief worker, so you don't get holidays. So, that's a slight concern. Wouldn't normally send a single man to Janus. It's pretty remote, and wife and family can be a great practical help, not just a comfort. But, seeing it's only temporary, you leave for Port Partygis in 2 days. From there, you'll be shipped off to Janus. Welcome to Commonwealth Lighthouse Service. Proud to have a man who served our country with such distinction amongst our ranks.
그는 혼자만의 삶 속에서 평온을 찾고자 외딴 섬의 등대지기로 자원하며 스스로 고립된 삶을 택하게 됩니다.
Ah, Mr. Sherville, right on time.
Thank you very much.
This is Mr. Tom Sherborne. Bill Graysmark, his wife Violet, and their daughter, Mrs. Isabel Graysmark. Isabel, meet Mr. Sherborne.
Janus isn't a particularly popular poster.
You'll be the only living man for a good part of 100 miles in any direction.
Temporarily available. Trimble will be back and good as new in 6 months.
Trimble Doherty worked the light for nearly 6 years. His wife has been dead for 2 years.
Simple case of cabin fever plus a dose of grief, that's all.
I certainly appreciate your telling me. For the isolation, I feel I'm prepared for it. In fact, after France, the idea of a little time alone, I welcome it.
그렇게 톰은 야누스로 향하는 배에 몸을 싣게 되고
Too late to change your mind now, son. 6 months is nothing.
Goodbye, Tom.
끝없이 펼쳐진 바다의 모습에 현실에서 점점 멀어지는 자신을 투영하며 담담히 고독을 마주하게 됩니다. 그날 이후 등대지기로서 책임과 규칙을 중시하며 생활하는 톰. 끊임없는 자연의 소리와 파도의 움직임에 둘러싸여 묘한 안정을 느끼지만 한편으로는 이런 고요함 속의 내면의 상처가 더욱 선명히 드러나며 과거 상처로부터 회피할 수 없는 환경에 처하게 됩니다. 그렇게 시간이 지나고 마침내 계약 기간이 끝나며 육지 사람들과 대면하는데요.
Well done, Sherborne.
Didn't expect to see you so soon. Where's Trimble?
Hasluck wants to talk to you about that, I'm sure.
Tom, you'll probably wonder why we called you here. We all thought Trimble was on the way to a swift recovery. He threw himself over the cliff face at Albany, and we'd like to offer you a 3-year contract on the post.
의도치 않게 정직원으로 채용된 톰. 이 사실을 알리기 위해 지난날 인연이 있었던 빌의 집에 방문합니다.
You must have really impressed the Commonwealth, offering you the post after only 3 months.
I doubt there were many vying for the job.
Unfortunately, you're right, sir.
I'm sure there are a lot of details that he has to
He's
tidy up
offered to
before
take me on a
he ships
picnic tomorrow. Oh, what a nice idea.
톰의 차분하고 진중한 성품에 매력을 느꼈던 이자벨은 그와 함께 시간을 보내는데
It's like out there.
It's quiet. There's time to think.
Get lonely?
Do you ask out all the lightkeepers that go out to Janus?
All?
대화를 통해 점점 가까워지기 시작한 두 사람.
My mum taught me the piano.
You still play?
Not that well. My brothers used to tease me awfully when I played. I lost both of them. And the war. It just must be so confusing for my parents. I mean, if a wife loses a husband, she becomes a widow. But if a parent loses a child, there's no special label for it. You're still a mother or father, even if you no longer have a child. What about your family?
My mother's dead.
What about your father?
No love lost there. Made army discipline easy. I suppose it made it easier being over there, knowing they'd be known heartbroken if they got the telegram.
So what do you wish for then?
Life. That'll do me, I reckon.
Take me out to James with you. I want to see where you hide yourself away.
I'm afraid that would be against Commonwealth rules. The only woman allowed on Janus is the keeper's wife.
Then marry me.
갑작스러운 이자벨의 고백에 톰은 당황하지만
Will you write to me?
Of course.
그녀가 싫지만은 않았기에 그 둘은 서신을 주고받으며 서로의 마음을 확인해 나가기 시작합니다.
Dearest Isabel, when I look out across the ocean, I try to see you standing on the pier. I've been around so much death for so long that it has made me numb. I suppose that's why I came to Janus, because out here there's no one to hurt. Out here, I'm only responsible for the light. For many years, everything I touched would fade away, and you are so full of life. That scares me. I can't stop thinking about you, and the time spent with you allowed me to feel again.
Dearest Tom, I've received your beautiful letter. Thank you. Thank you for opening up to me. And you still have a light inside of you. I've seen it. And it shines just as bright as the stars in your sky.
I'd love to show you my island and my life. And if you do decide to come, I promise I will take care of you always. And I'll do my very best to be a good husband.
Tom, when I first saw you, I felt like I knew you. And I couldn't stop seeing my life with you. If you're asking me if my proposition still stands, then my answer is yes. Yes. 1,000 times yes.
마침내 그 둘은 사랑의 결실을 맺게 되고 사람들이 축하를 뒤로한 채 야누스로 향하는데
You didn't tell me.
Came with the place. It doesn't play. More of a relic.
내심 아쉬워하는 이자벨. 이내 정적이 흐르자 분위기는 점점 무르익어가며 그들은 서로 사랑을 나누게 되죠. 그날 이후 행복한 삶을 만들어 나가는 두 사람.
You make me feel at peace.
이자벨 또한 전쟁에서 가족을 잃은 아픔을 톰과의 관계를 통해 치유받게 되는데
You know, Janus is where the word January comes from. Named after the same god as this island. He's got two faces back to back. Always looking both ways. Torn between two ways of seeing things. And this island looks in the direction of two different oceans.
You're going to make our baby so clever.
Maybe it's twins. Or triplets.
Can you hear anything? Are they talking yet?
They're saying I need to carry their mum to bed before the night gets too cold.
마침내 그녀는 아이를 갖게 되죠. 그렇게 시간이 지나고 금세 폭우를 쏟아낼 것 같은 비구름이 섬 전체를 감싸는 어느 날.
Where are you going?
I have to stay with the light.
Can I come with you?
Darling, you'll be safe down here.
톰은 등대지기로서 책임을 다하기 위해 아내의 요청을 외면한 채 집을 나서는데 고통을 호소하는 이자벨. 극심한 공포에 사로잡힌 그녀는 거센 비바람을 맞으며 남편에게 향하지만 다음 날 톰은 문 밖에서 정신을 잃고 쓰러져 있는 아내를 보게 되죠.
Isabel.
I'm sorry.
불길한 예감은 항상 현실로 다가오듯 아이를 유산한 이자벨.
I'll go send for a doctor.
What's the point of a doctor? The baby's gone.
그동안의 희망이 한순간에 무너지며 극심한 우울증에 시달리게 되죠.
I told you I didn't need a doctor, but you went behind my back.
No, Isabel, it's not.
I'm not having you poking and prodding around, telling me nothing I don't already know.
Isabel, wait. It's not.
자신을 몰라주는 남편에게 서운해하며 슬픔에 젖어 있을 때쯤 멀리서 들려오는 피아노 소리에 민감하게 반응하며 서둘러 그곳으로 향하는데
You don't mind.
Just trying to make your piano play a bit nicer for you and get some of these noises out of it.
이자벨은 남편이 사랑해 고통스러웠던 그날의 아픔을 날려보내며 시간이 지나 새 생명을 품게 되는 기적 같은 일을 맞이하게 됩니다. 그렇지만 이 불안한 기분은 뭘까? 그 둘은 극심한 공포에 사로잡히며
Tell me what to do. What can I do?
결국 이자벨은 두 번째 아이 또한 세상의 빛을 보여주지 못한 채 마음속 깊이 묻어두게 되죠. 그렇게 시간이 지나고 꿈도 희망도 모두 사라진 어느 날, 톰은 파도에 떠밀려오는 낡은 배를 보게 되는데요. 멀리서 들려오는 아이 울음소리에 이자벨은 서둘러 그곳으로 향하며 태어나지 얼마 안 된 여자아이와 이미 사망한 남자의 시신을 보게 되죠.
You're safe now.
I'll send a signal, get them to send a boat for the body from this
Wait.
market.
The poor man's not going to get any worse now. Can we leave it a while?
It's all got to go on the log, sweetheart. You know, I have to report everything straight away. What if
You talk a lot.
first thing in the morning then?
고심에 빠진 톰. 무엇보다 원칙의 삶을 중요한 가치로 여겼던 그는 상황을 알리기 위해 집을 나서지만
Where are you going?
Send a signal.
Can't just be a coincidence that she showed up so soon.
When Ralph and Bluey get here in a few weeks, they'll know for a
No
start.
one will know she's not ours. They'll just be surprised that she arrived early. Done nothing wrong except give shelter to a helpless baby. I know how much the rules mean to you. What are they for? They just save lives.
If we report it now, we can apply to adopt her.
They'll never send a baby to a lighthouse in the middle of nowhere. They'll ship her to some dreadful orphanage. You're going to be a wonderful father. Oh, baby.
톰은 사랑하는 아내의 간절한 바람과 상실의 고통을 덜어주고자 결국 그녀의 부탁을 받아들이며 남자의 시신과 추후 의심될 만한 모든 흔적들을 지워버린 후 아내의 거짓 출산을 관리자에게 보고하게 됩니다.
Congratulations, son. Just marvelous.
Thanks, Ralph.
Well.
Thanks, Bluey.
Can't you just tell?
With the talk of every woman in Partageuse having your baby way out here on your own.
She's a real pretty little thing.
Look at this. Getting a fancy rattle.
그날 이후 아이 루시와 함께 행복한 일상을 만들어가는 두 사람.
One night, as they journeyed on, following the path of light that stretched out before them, there came a sudden cry out of the darkness. The three wise men stopped, but for a moment only. It was the cry of a child, they said one to another. But it is not for us to stay our journey, they said. We cannot delay. The star calls us forward.
그러던 어느 날 그들은 루시의 세례식을 위해 섬을 떠나 육지에 있는 교회로 향하는데요.
Pick up.
Where's the vicar gone?
Tell him he's got a christening and he's running late.
톰은 주위를 배회하던 중 어디선가 들려오는 구슬픈 노래소리에 관심을 보이며 그곳에서 슬픔에 잠긴 한 여성을 보게 됩니다. 뒤늦게 루시 출생에 대해 알게 된 톰. 과거 자신이 잘못된 선택에 대해 죄책감을 느끼며 이내 랄프에게서 루시의 친모 헤나에 대한 슬픈 사연을 듣게 되죠.
Saw this memorial today, the churchyard. Some German fellow and his baby.
Lost at sea in a rowing boat. You ever hear of Hannah Potts? She's the daughter of the wealthiest man around these parts. Yeah, she married this German fellow named Frank.
1차 세계대전 직후
It's only poetry, you see.
Poetry on foot, there's not a decent word come out of their mouths.
독일인이었다는 이유만으로 차별을 받아야만 했던 프랭크.
I'm very sorry if I caused anyone any offense.
이 상황을 지켜보고 있었던 애나는 프랭크에게 호의를 베풀며 그 둘은 급속도로 가까워지기 시작하는데
Out of your mind, girl. Marrying a German? Bloody baker.
He's a good man.
그렇지만 가족의 반대에도 해나는 프랭크와 결혼을 하게 되고 아이를 낳아 행복한 삶을 살아갔지만
Her father wouldn't talk to her again after that. One night, Hannah and Frank were harassed by some of the locals. I suppose it was because he was German. They'd lost family during the war. Anyway, they put the fright in him and he grabbed the baby and jumped into a rowing boat. You know, his weak heart must have given way and wind and the current swept him out to sea. Never should have happened.
She looks positively surly.
자신의 행복을 위해 누군가의 고통을 외면한 과거 선택에 대해 극심한 내적 갈등을 겪게 되자 결국 해나에게 진실을 암시하는 쪽지를 남기며 이곳을 떠나 다시 야누스로 돌아가게 되죠. 뒤늦게 쪽지를 발견하고 충격에 빠진 해나.
No, it's not much to go on, I'm afraid.
And that's it, is it? Jews, we've got to get up and look for her.
어딘가에는 딸이 살아있을 거라는 기대감에 그들은 희망을 놓지 않고 제보자를 찾기 시작합니다.
I'll double the reward. I'll make it 2,000 guineas. If anyone knows anything out there, we'll soon find out.
이렇듯 괴로운 삶을 살고 있는 해나와는 다르게 루시가 등장하면서 과거, 마음의 상처와 고통이 사라진 듯 평온한 삶을 살아가는 톰과 이자벨.
It's the loveliest present I ever had.
그러던 어느 날 톰은 야누스 40주년 기념 행사에 초청을 받게 되자 가슴 한편 깊숙이 남아있던 해나에 대한 죄책감으로 다시 괴로움에 휩싸이게 되죠.
40 years ago today, Janus light was first lit. There are some very important people who are here today that I'd like to personally thank. Was paid for by our local benefactor, for Mr. Potts and his two charming daughters, Hannah and Gwen. Thank you.
톰은 그녀를 보자 만감이 교차하며
Including our current keeper, Mr. Thomas Sherborne, who also served his country with honor and bravery in the Great War.
이어 강단에 서게 되는데
Life from Janus today. You never tell what the tide is going to bring in from one day to the next. Everything that two oceans fling at us. Anything you can think of. Many of your brothers, your sons, your fathers didn't come back from the war. I don't know why God picked me to survive it. I don't know what right I have to be given life while it is taken from others. I just try to keep the light burning for whoever might need it.
그렇게 연설을 마치고 불편한 마음에 서둘러 이곳을 떠나려 하지만 하필 아내와 대화를 나누는 하나의 모습을 보게 되죠.
My doll is 5.
Hannah, this is Tom, my husband.
I liked what you said earlier in your speech about the light being there for whoever needed it. Oh, I am ready to go home. You have a very lovely daughter. Excuse me.
I'm sorry about that. My sister had a terrible tragedy a few years ago. Her family were lost to the sea. Her husband and their baby daughter. You would have been your girl's age by now.
뒤늦게 딸의 출생에 대해 알게 된 이자벨. 순간 충격과 죄책감에 휩싸이게 되고 언젠가는 진실이 밝혀질 거라는 불안감에 고통스러운 나날을 보내게 되죠.
I have to tell people now.
It's too late.
We can't let it go on. We can't do it anymore. We have to do what's right.
We have to do what's right for Lucy.
It's her mother.
Lucy, I'm her mother.
아내의 확고한 의지를 모았지만 해나의 고통에 대해 더 이상 방관할 수 없다는 자신의 신념에 속죄하는 마음으로 그날 밤 톰은 루시의 생존을 확인할 수 있는 아이의 장난감을 해나의 집에 몰래 두고 옵니다.
You sure it's the same one?
Quite sure.
I want this investigated, Sergeant.
과거 톰의 집에서 본 아이의 장난감이 제보로 나온 것을 보고 갈등하는 블루이. 결국 얼마 안 가 경찰의 수사는 톰에게 향하며 그는 기다렸다는 듯 아내를 찾아 담담하게 말을 꺼내놓게 되죠.
Storeboat's coming.
What's boat coming? It's only been a week.
Do what I say. And you'll be all right. But it was all my idea, and I forced you to go along with it.
What have you done?
I had to do something.
What have you done?
Isabel, stop. So, you have to tell them it was me.
그렇게 경찰을 맞이하는 톰.
Sergeant Naki, Artiges Police. Hear about Frank Ronfeld and his daughter Grace. Where's the child?
Out back.
This was sent to Mrs. Ronfeld last week.
She doesn't know anything about it. Talk to me, not her.
톰은 모든 죄를 떠안고자 조서를 받기 위해 경찰서로 향하는데 그런 남편의 모습을 무덤덤하게 지켜보는 여자.
No.
Child needs to be examined and then taken to her mother.
Please don't do this.
Take the child.
No, please.
Take the child.
삶의 중심이 되어버린 루시와 헤어지게 되자 이자벨은 세상 모든 것을 잃은 듯 상실감에 빠지며
I'll never forgive that man as long as I live.
이러한 감정들은 자연스레 남편에 대한 원망으로 뒤바뀌게 되죠. 이 시간 조서를 받는 톰.
Quite the war hero. You must have killed a lot of people in your time. Let's talk about the man in the boat. What condition was he in when you found him?
He was dead.
You sure about that?
I've seen enough bodies in my time.
Killed enough of his sort before, have you? One more would have made no difference. Was it because he was German?
He was dead when we found him. My wife will tell you.
But I wouldn't be surprised. She doesn't want to see you for the rest of her life.
I should have never let her come out to Janice. She can't take it anymore.
Putting yourself in the firing line is no way of dealing with it.
They won't touch her.
It's your life we're talking about. They don't want to just charge you with child stealing. They want to get you for murder.
I've had this coming for a long time, Ralph.
Wake up.
Do me a favor.
Anything.
톰은 사랑하는 아내를 지키고자
Give me a bit of paper and a pencil.
자신이 희생을 선택하며 그녀에게 진실한 마음을 표현하지만
Tom.
남편이 선택한 도덕적 결정이 자신이 행복과 맞바꾼 것이라 생각했던 그녀는 편지를 읽지 않고 톰의 마음을 외면하게 되죠. 한편
Grace, please don't cry. I'm not Grace, I'm Lucy. No, sweetheart, your name is Grace and I'm your mum. No, you're not. And I want to talk to my husband and see my real mama.
새로운 환경에 적응하지 못하고 자신을 외면하는 딸을 보며 괴로워하는 해나. 설상가상으로 아이와 함께 외출하던 어느 날
Lucy.
Mama.
우연히 이자벨을 보게 되는데요. 아이에 대한 그녀의 사랑을 보자
Please give me back my daughter.
남편이 강압에 못 이겨 아이를 키웠다는 경찰이 진술에 의구심을 품은 채 톰을 찾게 됩니다.
I need to know. Was it really all you're doing?
Yes.
How could you do such a thing?
I'm not asking forgiveness. My wife. She had no choice. Show her some mercy.
그렇게 시간이 지나고
Grace, my love.
Dinner time. You hiding? Grace!
해나는 딸이 사라진 것을 알게 되자 또다시 충격에 휩싸이며
Hear about the Ronfeld girl?
Hannah?
No, her daughter. Have you got her here?
What on earth are you suggesting?
Is your daughter in?
혹시나 딸에게 무슨 문제라도 생긴 것이 아닐까 하는 두려움에 해나는 간절한 마음으로 기도하는데
You saved her once before. I promise you that I will put her first from now on. If you will only save her again, I promise you that I will do what's right for her.
그녀의 바람이 통했던 것일까?
She's asleep. Said she was looking for the lighthouse.
다행히도 아이를 찾게 되며 평온하게 잠든 아이의 모습에서 과거 남편의 연행을 떠올리게 됩니다.
To sleep, you know. I must bring those things for her dreams.
You have been through so much in your life and you were always happy. How'd you do it?
You only have to forgive once. To resent, you have to do it all day, every day, all the time. You have to keep remembering the bad things. It's too much work.
다음 날 이자벨이 집에 방문한 해나.
I'm here to say something, just to say it and then go. I know that my daughter isn't coming back to me. After last night, I realized that she can live without me. I can't punish you for your husband's decisions. Grace loves you. Perhaps she belongs to you. So if you testify against your husband and as soon as he's safely locked away, I'll let Grace come back to you.
이자벨은 선뜻 선택하기 힘든 제안을 받자 감정의 소용돌이에 휩싸이게 되며 삶의 존재 그 자체였던 루시와 어느 누구보다도 사랑을 했던 톰.
Prosecuting officer is here to take you to Albany, where you'll be tried for murder. If there is anything more you want to tell me, this is your last chance.
Oh, thank you.
둘 중 한 명을 선택해야 한다는 절망적인 상황에 놓인 채 그녀는 지난날 묵혀두었던 톰의 편지를 뒤늦게 읽어나가기 시작합니다.
Isabel, love, I couldn't go on the way things were. I couldn't live with myself. I'm sorrier than I'll ever be able to say for hurting you. We each get a little turn at life, and if this ends up being how my turn went, it will still have been worth it. To have met you when I thought life was over and been loved by you. If I lived another 100 years, I couldn't ask for better than that. You deserved someone a lot better than me. All I can do is ask God and ask you to forgive me for the harm I've caused and to thank you for every day we spent together. I will always be your loving husband. Tom.
해나는 그동안 잊고 있었던 남편의 진실한 사랑을 알게 되자 서둘러 톰을 찾아 나섭니다.
Hi, Tom.
Well, where's Blue?
Right.
We need to go. Tell Isabel.
I just want to say goodbye. Just want. It's not true. Frank was dead when the boat washed up. It was my idea.
Don't say
I
anymore.
stopped him from reporting the boat. It's my fault. It's my fault.
Don't say anymore.
She said that.
그 둘의 소식을 듣게 된 해나.
What happens to them now?
They go to jail. Long enough to think about what they've done.
Think they need jail for that?
Mrs. Ronfeld, people are responsible for their own actions. There needs to be consequence.
What if I spoke for them?
Clemency.
What would happen then?
Some fines, a few months jail, maybe. Why would you do that?
Because you only have to forgive once.
그녀는 과거 남편이 보여준 용서의 태도를 떠올리며 오랫동안 마음속에 품고 있었던 고통과 분노를 내려놓고자 톰과 이자벨을 용서하기로 마음을 바꾸는데요.
Always kept me on my toes, just like you. My saving grace, you are.
I'm not Grace.
You know, you were called Grace from the day you were born.
But I want to be called Lucy.
Why don't I call you Lucy Grace?
Yeah.
기적처럼 루시는 점차 안정을 찾아 새로운 환경에 적응하게 되고 어느새 해나를 엄마로 받아들이며 그들은 행복한 시간을 보내게 됩니다. 그렇게 시간이 지나고 평생 루시를 잃게 된 상실감과 자신이 죄책감에 시달려온 이자벨.
Do you think God will forgive me?
He forgave you a long time ago. It's about time you did too.
결국 병으로 삶을 마감하게 되고 이자벨과 루시의 추억이 깃든 공간에 홀로 남겨진 톰. 담담하게 외로움을 맞이하던 어느 날 예상치 못한 방문객을 맞이하는데요.
Afternoon. You lost?
Hope not. I'm searching for the Sherborne property. Tom and Isabel?
You found it.
My name is Lucy Grace Rutherford. I'm Lucy.
Yes.
I brought something to show you. This is Christopher.
She never stopped talking about you. She always hoped you would come.
I couldn't come any sooner. I never had the chance to say thank you to both of you for saving me and taking such good care of me.
She left something for you.
이자벨이 편지를 읽어나가는 루시의 모습과 함께 이렇게 영화는 끝이 납니다.
My darling Lucy, it has been such a long time. I promised I'd stay away from you and I've stuck to my word, however hard that was for me. I'm gone now, which is why you have this letter. And it brings me joy because it means that you came to find us. Knowing you were safe and loved allowed us to live our lives away from you. I hope life has been kind to you. I hope that you can forgive me for keeping you and for letting you go. Know that you have always been beloved.
Look at you. Isabel would have just loved to have met you.
Could Christopher and I come back and visit you again?
I would like that very much.